Welcome back to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a big announcement. I just got a new shop. I feel like I just made this video because I just made this video 6 months ago, but I had to jump on this place, and here is why. Not only is this place in a better location and has a better layout, but it's also the same price as my current unit, and it's 400 square feet bigger. I mean, look at this place, dude. We got about 25 foot of width, and we have 55 feet of depth. That is plenty of room to put a 4-post lift in the back, put a 2-post lift about halfway so I could sneak my trucks in right here, and I could actually pull a vehicle in and park some right here. I could even do a 4-post lift right here if I wanted to, in front of the bathroom, which is conveniently located out of the way and in the back corner. I got a lot of plans for this area back here. I'd like to do a big loft because we got 24-foot ceilings. So I'd eventually like to put an AC unit in here. I would like to build a loft, maybe multi-level, maybe do like an 8-footer here and then do a 12-footer here for parts storage, so I'd have enough room for that 4-post lift. But you know, this is gonna be like my hangout area. I'm gonna put a couple of cabinets here. We're gonna have the plate wall right there. I got a dedicated shop sink, and we have a nice clean bathroom over here. Maybe I'll actually decorate this for once. Some other really cool things about this unit is this building is brand spanking new. So I am the very first tenant to take over this space. Also, the owner of the complex, Jamie, is super cool, and he is a car and truck guy, and he is down with what we're doing at the channel, which is a huge change from the other complex that I was at, where I felt like the HOA was fighting me in a couple of things, and some of the tenants wasn't really happy that I had my junk out in the parking lot. I've also met some of the other tenants in this complex already, and they are super cool. Right next to me is a boat guy. He details and fixes boats. So if I do a boat on this channel, I'll have a great resource right here. There's also another guy on the other side of this wall that also does YouTube. His name's Chris. I don't have his channel information yet, but he's from Germany, and he just got here about 8 weeks ago to the States, and he does really cool work as well. So we'll probably bring him over on the channel. And there's another fella that's in this complex that owns Swillerby's Donuts, and they are gonna be making all of the donuts for this local place that we love to go to. So we might be having like a daily donut special on the channel. Now, there are a couple of drawbacks to this, and the biggest one is probably the finances. I'm carrying 2 leases, and I still have 6 months to go on the other place, but this place was so perfect that I think that it's worth the risk. If you want to support the channel and you like what we got going on over here, you can hop on over to yeahbuddygarage.com, buy some super sweet merch like this hat, for example, and I probably should have worn one of my Yeah Buddy Garage t-shirts. We also just had a cold snap, so you can go over there and buy a Yeah Buddy Garage hoodie as well. Any purchases are greatly appreciated, and keep in mind, I pack and ship everything from my house currently, but now that we have actually room in this complex, I'm actually gonna bring all of the merchandise here and do all of my shipping and receiving from here, and man, I am just like pumped. Okay, enough jibber jabber. I know we're here talking about all the great things that are gonna happen, but we have a lot of work to do to this space before we can start moving in. And while I have 2 functioning spaces right now, the first thing I'm gonna do is seal this floor. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't think that having a sealed garage floor or shop floor was that big of a deal until I moved into my other shop space. I went from my garage, which pretty much has a floor just like this one, to the one in the shop where it has a high gloss sealed floor. And that helps out with 2 big things. One is cleanliness, because you can clean up messes so super easy. And 2, the ease of moving things around, especially when you're working under a vehicle. If you got to slide around, you don't have that extra resistance from a non-sealed floor. So I'm really excited to do this because I've never done this before, and I'm pretty stoked. So the first step into getting this done is we got to clean these floors, and I got a pressure washer, so I'm going to come in here with my pressure washer and get rid of all of this drywall mud, maybe some of these tire marks on the floor. See, we got a crack here. Probably not going to do anything about it because, you know, I don't really care that much, but I just want to make sure I get this floor as clean as possible. The only problem is I forgot my water hose. But before I scoot out of here and go get my water hose, wanted to show you guys Jamie's truck. So when I saw him roll up in this, I was like, yeah, man, this is my kind of people over here. We'll probably see this truck on the channel. I'm thinking about doing a polish on it and kind of helping him clean it up a little bit. He doesn't really have the time to put in that truck that he wants because, I mean, he was basically here building this entire facility, and he owns this parcel right here. So he's probably gonna put up another building right next to it. And another really cool benefit or feature of this place is while this is still a vacant lot, I could bring my car hauler or any of my trailers over here and just get them out of the way and have them over here for easy access. Oh, I got my water hose. Let's get everything else out of the back of the van, shall we? So this bay door is actually the same width as the other one, but it's 14 feet tall, which is just makes it feel so much bigger. Also, there's no obstruction in the way when you're trying to pull in, and there's actually, oh, I don't know, 2.5 feet right here on this side, so you can actually like pull a dually in and, you know, maybe scoot over a little bit. All right, we're gonna get some air moving in here because I don't have any ceiling fans yet. Broom, squeegee, got a power cord, got my pressure washing hose. We're gonna clean it with some bleach too, just in case there's any, you know, bacteria on the floor. Really shouldn't be though. We got a blower, we got a dang floor cleaner, some fuel, some more bleach. Okay. Got my little setup going on over here, so also got some airflow because I got a gas pressure washer and I don't want to, you know, die while I'm doing this. I got my hearing protection too, it's kind of loud in here. Man, it's crazy how much dust came out of here. So I started with this section. It's pretty dry. How bad is it? So you see we got a little bit right here before you would take a knee on the slab. And it was like you just kneeled down in some like flour or something. I mean, this stuff was literally everywhere. So now we got to let this slab completely dry. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the sealer. We'll talk a little bit more about that and what I'm gonna put in it to help. But it's gonna be a natural look, not shiny. And we're gonna have some grippy stuff in there so I'm not, you know, slipping all over the place when I spill oil everywhere. Well, I did notice some spots. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. It's like, you know, I tried to pressure wash it out, but it didn't come out. So it just could be stained concrete, but not the pretty kind. It's the ugly kind. And there's a spot over here. You can see it's like the finish got kind of messed up. So I was thinking about grinding this down flat, but I mean, it's pretty smooth. And I think I'm just gonna leave it because this is really at the entrance. And I think kind of my idea for the shop is this will be like my car detail wash area. So I'll bring my pressure washer here and I'll have like my water deionizer, all my chemicals and all that stuff will be right here. The 2-post lift will be over here. Since the wash bay is not always going to be used, I figured the 2-post lift would be, you know, somewhere in this region, maybe a little bit further forward. And then back here in the corner, I would like to have a 4-post lift. And then, you know, kind of like a hangout area, maybe like a little desk. Maybe this is where the merch is at. Cabinets, license plate wall. And then over here, You know, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure all this out, but I feel like since the 2-post lift is gonna be right here and this is where all the action's gonna be, I'll probably have my toolboxes and all that stuff right there. And then I was really debating on painting because there's nothing like having fresh paint in a new space. But Lauren really talked me out of it because it was gonna be like, I don't know, 800 bucks in paint and, you know, 4 days of just up and down and up and down. And all right, Lauren won that one. No paint, we're gonna leave it as it is because really I'm gonna hang up banners and everything. So you're not really gonna see the walls, but it would be cool if they were painted. Also, we're gonna grab our lights from the other shop and add to these. These are actually really bright, which is nice. But we're gonna add more light with the hyper lights. And then Home Depot has some 10-foot fans you can buy. They're not the big donkey fans. They're like a big 10-footer for like 500 bucks. So I feel like that's the way to go with the space up here. I'll probably start with one and get a feel for how much air it moves. And then if I need another one, I'll put one back here. But I figured since most of the work's gonna be right in the middle of the shop, if I have one directly above, should move some pretty good air. Anyway, we could talk about this stuff all day about what ifs and I wanna do this and I wanna do that. But the reality is I gotta get this floor sealed before we could even think about moving in. All right, it's been about 2 days since I pressure washed this place and it's looking pretty good, pretty good. Now there are a couple of spots in the floor, like, I don't know what this is or what that's from, but I'm just gonna leave it because this is the shop, ladies and gentlemen. Bathroom in here is looking good. There are a couple of spots here. I don't know if that's moisture. I don't think it is. I mean, I left my fan in here, left it running and you know, this should be 100% dry. But like I said, yeah, there's this spot right here too, which we're just gonna go right over it. And on this, I decided I'm just gonna leave it, you know, and if it bugs me, you know, I don't know if like the engine hoist or engine stand gets caught on that or something, we'll just come back, grind it down and reseal it. We're gonna come in here and vacuum and all that stuff here in a little bit, but I wanted to show y'all what we're going with. So this is a H&C Clary Shield. It's a natural look. Now this is a solvent-based floor sealer, and I went with this because I feel like the solvent base is gonna hold up better to all the grease, oil, wear and tear and everything I'm gonna put this floor through. I mean, man, sun's bright. I'm pretty sure now you can't see me. I'm pretty sure the coating in the shop that I'm in right now is a latex base. Just by the way it feels kind of gummy. And I don't want that feel. I want it to feel natural. Let me show you something else. So a gallon should do about 200 to 250 square feet. I got 10 gallons here, so we'll see how far that gets me. I'm thinking the first coat's gonna suck up a lot of this stuff. And the second coat, maybe not so much. But on the last coat, I'm gonna throw down this shark grip, which is gonna help with, yeah, look, slip resistant additive. It says so right there on the can. You know, so when I do spill oil or transmission fluid or coolant or whatever, we'll have this shark grip on the floor, so I'm not gonna be like busting my butt like I am right now in the other shop. All right, let's get this vacuum running and get this prepped. I wanna knock this out today. Man, using this solvent-based stuff really like gets you like right there. Got the door open as much as I can. Got the fan. I'll probably have to take a step outside and get some fresh air. This is how much a gallon got me. And I gotta say, I'm really liking the way this is laying out. I was kind of worried about how I was gonna overlap and whatnot, but since it's a solvent-based product, it actually overlaps really nice. And you, oh, here's a good comparison of what it looks like. Untreated, treated. And all I'm doing with these gallons is just popping it open. Here, I'll just show you. I'm taking this mixer here and just running it for, you know, a minute. Nothing crazy. Just getting everything nice and agitated, like me. You know, one thing you gotta do when you're doing this kind of stuff, I learned this a long time ago when I was a professional house painter. You gotta plan your exit. That's why I started on the big man door. So you kind of come in and work like a U, like do this section, that section, that section, that section. And by the time you're done, you can close up, lock the door, leave if you need to. Or if, you're not gonna trap yourself in here is what I'm trying to say. Especially with these fumes, boy. You do not want to be stuck in here with that. Or maybe you do, I don't know. You're halfway through the job. Actually, my headspace is leveling out, so I think I'm getting used to the fumes. Man, just look at this. So this is obviously it's still wet. I just did this. You can see the reflection of the ceiling in the floor. Man, it is so strong in here. Woo! But as we come down to the end here where it's cured, you get that nice natural look. It's more prevalent when you come over here on this side. See that? See how nice that is? It's gonna be rad. This is like basically dry. I think recoat, I gotta double check the cans. I think recoat's only like an hour. So I'm gonna keep rocking on this and hopefully, dude, this one's going pretty good. I'm actually enjoying this process. Like, I remember when I used to paint, it was like, everything was so tedious, especially when you're doing like interior stuff. You had to be really careful about making a mess and, you know, making sure your lines are straight. Same thing with exterior, like you gotta be careful. This is like, you're literally painting the floor. So it's like still stuff. And you keep going. My boat neighbor let me borrow his bigger fan. I think he thought I was talking to myself instead of talking to you guys. I got a hole in my dang tray, so I didn't really talk to you guys about this. So they didn't, when I went to Sherwin-Williams to get this stuff, they didn't have the like actual holder for this. So I built this. I built this morning. It's really nice, high quality craftsmanship, but there's no support down here. So when you're rolling and you keep pushing on this plastic, it just wears out. So came in a 3-pack, so not real worried about it. Just be a little more careful. This is looking pretty dang good, if you ask me. You know, it really didn't take me that long to lay down this first coat. It actually went pretty quick. I could have done it a little faster if I didn't have that paint liner tray that broke. But I think what I'm gonna do is just want to step away, grab something to eat. Oh, got a little dry spot right here. That's all right, we'll get it on the second coat. I'm gonna step away, let this dry, and just set up. I could start coating this section now. I mean, you could start, I think it's recoat after, all right, so it says 4 hours. Oh, it took me about an hour and a half to do this whole section, which really wasn't bad. So like I said, I'm gonna let this set up, let it dry, come back in a couple hours, mix in our shark bite into the 5-gallon right there, and just go nuts on this. They also say you wanna, when you're rolling the second coat or subsequent coats, you gotta, they recommend you do it, you know, perpendicular to the way you started. But I mean, honestly, like, I don't think that's necessary. This stuff covers really well. I could probably even just walk away from this and call it good, but all right, anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Just got back from a little lunch break here. It's pretty crazy to me that you could basically walk on this stuff in a very, very short amount of time, which is another reason why I love using solvent-based products, is because it dries so much faster than latex stuff. Got a dude on a little mini pit bike ripping around. Check out this view from my bay door. Got like a little pond over there. When I want to make sure things are running right, it got a little test track. Maybe one day I'll be able to drift around the whole thing. Nah, we're not doing that. Anyway, ran to Lowe's and I actually picked up one of those big trays right here because I didn't want that to crack again. Like, these are just the liner, so I actually have the tray now, which is really nice. Using that big 18-inch roller makes this go by so much faster. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going to be painting, you know, a big area like this, even walls, you know, if we come in and paint the walls, I'm definitely going to be using that 18-inch roller. But I don't think I'm going to be painting them. Actually, if I painted this, I'd probably spray it and back roll it, but it doesn't matter. I'm not doing that anyway. If you're going to use the same roller within a short amount of time, if you put it back in this plastic that it came in, it'll actually keep the paint from drying on the roller itself. So you can, especially on something like this, because like you don't really care about paint lines and stuff because it just blends so well. But I just put this back in the roller and it's still soft and ready to go. This end got a little crispy, but I'm thinking once we get some of that paint on there, it'll probably loosen it up a little bit. But yeah, you know, these rollers ain't cheap, so you might as well use as much as you can. You know, I thought about like cleaning these out and stuff. I'm not doing that. Freaking solvent-based paint. It's a pain in the butt. Oh, still recording. Another thing that helps too, going back to the roller thing, is if you put it back in the plastic or a plastic bag and put it in a fridge or freezer to slow down the drying process. Just some little tips, little painting tips for you. Let's crack this bucket open. Oh yeah. It's our Shark Grip slip resistant additive. So this whole, it looks like a baking soda or something. This whole thing goes into this 5-gallon bucket. So 16 ounces for a 5-gallon. We're just gonna dump the whole thing in there. Well, let's mix it up a little. Another tip and trick. Oh man. When you're pouring out of a 5, you don't have a rag with you. You could always grab a paintbrush to help clean up the huge mess you're about to make. Oops. Could actually put more in here because we have the actual bucket. There we go. Well, this is going to be exactly the same process as the first coat. The only difference is that we have the added shark bite, which I don't think is going to make any difference on how it's applied to the floor or how it spreads. I'm gonna get to work doing this, but you guys get the luxury of seeing this done. Daggum, brother, this is looking good. This is about as far as I'm gonna walk in right now because I just finished up painting this side. And dude, this is awesome. Look, if we can get real close here, like, can you see? It's like it's almost like a sand that's in that top coat now. You could feel the texture Like before, my boots wouldn't slip across it, but now they're just like, they're freaking there, man. Gosh, this is gonna be so nice getting in here. I had thought about doing a third coat on this area right here because, well, this started bubbling up. I think maybe I put the second coat on too quickly, but I waited the 4 hours, but it's like making little bubbles. You see that? But it's only in this area where the sun was coming in. So the sun was like coming in right here, and there's just like, other than that, I mean, it looks pretty good. I was gonna say, I'm tempted to do a third coat on this because, I mean, you're probably not gonna be able to see it in camera. But you see like right here, the sheen's a little different. It's like I dry rolled it right there. So I think when I started to roll this, the roller wasn't fully wet, and I kind of got some light spots there. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. This is a freaking shop, dude. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for this episode. I'm so excited to start moving into this place and making it my own. I really feel like this space is exactly what the channel needs, and it's exactly what I need to be able to get projects in, get them wrapped up and get them out, but still have the space to do other things. Like, there's just so much room in here for activities, man. But anyway, guys and gals, that's gonna do it for me on this video. If you wanna support the channel, hop on over to YaBuddyGarage.com to buy some super sweet merch. As always, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video.